Hell is Other People.
Written by Andrew Adams and narrated by Chadwick Polson.
Help me! Why is everyone ignoring me? Somebody please help! Faceless strangers turn and stare without making an expression. Not a single one of them in my time of need. What's wrong? Why are you so agitated, friend? My body convulses yet doesn't move from its position. I look down at the harnesses strapping me against my chair. What possibly could you mean? Do you not see the restraints placed upon me? Have you no sympathy that I am trapped against my will? The gray-faced minion sitting next to me turns and stares, blank like all the rest. Hello, neighbor. But I do not see any such thing. You are as perfectly free as me. I look down and the chains are gone, yet their weight lingers still. My breathing is labored, and I feel that if I don't immediately run away, I will burst from within. I shake off the invisible shackles and leap from my seat, to the dismay of many others in the vicinity. Pardon, but is there something you need? We do not allow people to walk around the airplane mid-flight without purpose. Please either use the restroom or return to your seat. Can anyone explain what is happening? I never boarded an airplane. I don't want to be stuck here. Somebody please let me out. I feel my heart pound harder at the prospect of being trapped. Let you out where? The only option is down, though I'm afraid you might not survive the fall. How bad can it be to just sit in your seat? Just relax and enjoy the ride. Another says. They all look the same. No expression, no features, just plain faces indecipherable from each other to my brain. I don't think any of you understand. I did not ask to be on this flight. I would like to be anywhere else in the world but here, and now one of you is telling me I have no choice? You don't have a choice. Please sit down like everyone else. Why are you being difficult? Stop being problematic. Nobody else is. I begrudgingly return to my seat with great reluctance and close my eyes. Seconds pass, and I am unable to sit still any longer, feeling a rush of adrenaline that forces me upright. I look out the window for clarity and see nothing amiss in the eyes of the other passengers, which is to say there is only blue sky. Suddenly, the faint outlines of flames enter my vision, coming from one of the engines. I try my hardest to stifle the urge, but I leap involuntarily once again. We are going down! Somebody do something! The plane is going to crash! The faces stare, unwilling to budge, even if quick action could mean their survival. You need to relax, that's all. But we are all going to die, don't you understand? Why doesn't anybody care? The plane is on fire! I do not see anything, one passenger claims. There is no fire. You need to calm down, another recites. The airplane is on fire, and I am going to die. There is no escape from this vessel which I was forced upon. This is a nightmare, an unequivocal, inescapable, living nightmare. You seem tense. Would you like something to pacify you? The passenger next to me offers. No, that won't extinguish the fire or release me from this plane. I am going to die and nobody cares. You're all going to die too, so have fun with that. I can help you off this airplane. That is simple. You can? Yes. Just don't want off and then you are free. My neighbor blinks blankly. You call that advice? Just don't want off to get off this airplane? Yes. That is the only way out. I am on a secluded island right now, and it is magnificent. You want it too badly. Stop wanting off the plane, and you will get it. Relax. Not the worst advice I have ever heard, though the harder I try to visualize myself free on solid ground, the more I feel trapped. Where do I wish to be? I'm not even sure anymore. I am out of happy places hidden up my sleeves. Perhaps I should try closing my eyes again and think of something else. The passenger next to me, my neighbor, touches my hand on the armrest. I do not mind entirely, though it briefly disrupts my quest for peace. Ignore it, I repeat to myself. Ignore the feeling, though it is all you can feel. Your every emotion focused on this hand touching yours. Ignore it. though the more you wish yourself to do so, the more this hand burns a hole into yours. I open my eyes at last to see my neighbor fully aflame and feeling the heat carrying over into my chair. "Help! I'm going to burn to death! Somebody put this fire out!" There is no fire. I do not understand why you're not relaxed yet. But there must be a fire, because I feel the pain on my own arm and traveling upwards. I am burning to death. I can feel the excruciating pain. I'm going to die because nobody around will lend a hand. The person sitting in the seat beside me, the one overtaken by fire, turns to face me with a relaxed expression not unlike the rest of the passengers. You create your own problems. Everything is fine until you let yourself think about it. You need to stop doing that. Well, what does that mean? The fire is gone now, though the agony of burnt flesh lingers. All I want is to escape myself. But even if I do, I would be still stuck within this metal tube. I leap to my feet and wish to claw myself free, but the vision from the window shows we are headed straight down into the ground. The massive Airbus we are all riding has taken a negative vertical descent without anyone noticing but me, of course. "The plane is going down! We are all about to crash directly into the ground!" I sit in my assigned seat for as long as I can before the urge for freedom grows too strong. "We are going down, so let me out! Please, let me jump from the plane instead of perish inside! Let me die free!" One person from the row in front of me stands and rotates slowly to stare. Another creaks upward, then another. Eventually, each row rises and turns to gaze directly at me with sunken black eyes and blurred features. I look around to see there isn't a single passenger sitting anymore. Every expressionless face is peering within my soul as I stand and make a scene, exposed and emotionally nude. Their gape burns within. "I said the plane is nearly crashing, and we need to do something! All anyone has done since I've been on this plane is ignore my warnings! You strapped me in my chair, trapped me on this plane, stared at me when the engine caught fire, and now sit there like a bunch of invalids as I shout we are going to die. You may not care, but I do." "But you're not on an airplane," the child directly in front of me says. "You're at home, safe in your own bed." "What?" "I can see you saying that to me. How can I be anywhere else but in the middle of all these people? We are all going to die. I have to run for help." I warn, yet my feet refuse to move, cemented to the floor. The restraints spring from my seat again and wrap around my chest as I fight and resist with every bit of strength left. "No! What are you doing? I'm the only one that can help us!" "There was never a fire until you showed up. The plane was perfectly fine until you caused it not to be. Everywhere you go, hell follows." I feel like I am sinking into a black hole below quicksand inside my chair. They are blaming me. "But you always do this wherever you go. It's always the same with you. Disaster and catastrophe while the rest of us are at peace. You really aren't comfortable until your world is burning, are you?" But there is disaster and catastrophe. My world is about to be burning when we crash. I reply weakly, severely doubting my disposition. The child in front of me rounds the row of seats and plops down beside me in a chair that is suddenly empty. "It's okay. You do this a lot, but it'll be all right. You're in your bedroom right now, lying in bed." "But I am sitting on a plane. How can I be at home?" "I know. Try to relax. If I told you that you're dying, would you still believe it then? You are in danger. Everything is bad. This is the end. Is that what you want to hear?" "No, I don't want to hear that," I answer. "It just seems to usually be the case." "Because you ignore every other outcome. I need you to snap out of this delusion and return to where you belong. You always manufacture your worst fears. Do you know that? Are you aware?" The child speaks with an elder's wisdom. I can't breathe. Please stop. My chest feels tight." "Don't you see? You are impervious to the horrors of the world, but be wary of the mind, for it can be more deceiving than anything or anyone else. It's funny, your walls are so high, yet you don't even realize the enemy has already breached them. Can you explain what you mean? You already know. Wake up. The inside of the metal tube coffin dissolves into my bedroom, exactly as the child warned. Safety, comfort. How could I have found myself in such a morbid predicament? Perhaps I will lay here for a moment longer and reflect, recover. What happened? I don't remember the sequence of events leading up to my imprisonment on that plane. What a horrible thing that was. My worst fears come to life as if by design. Being a claustrophobic is tough, although the only thing that could have made it worse. My mind wanders and I find myself back on the airplane, shackled to the chair, and near death again, with a strap of tape over my mouth to make breathing that much more difficult. All things considered, I have been in the situation before and can relax in the lack of unknown. I shout beneath the tape and every plane passenger turns to stare at me once again. Only now, they are all clowns?